Hey everybody, Carson back on here at Become More Mills, and we are back out in the garden because we took the risk of planting our potatoes early, and all those sub-zero, well, 2 sub-zero and some really cold days just rotted out our potatoes and a lot of our onions. But that's risk you take if you're going to get them in early. We're going to try some onions in the fall too. We got back out here today and we planted some onions. Well, we're going to plant some onions. We planted potatoes today. We planted white rose potatoes. You can't find them as seed potatoes, but you can find them in the Mexican stores in the city. They're thin-skinned, very white potatoes. They're pretty good. We found Kennebec. We found Pontiacs, which are pretty good bred for this area. Kennebecs grow pretty good. We did grow some of the white rose potatoes last year. They produced as heavy as a Kennebec, so they're a good option for you guys. We planted some purple potatoes also, and we did end up with another red variety I can't think of right now, but we know Kennebecs and Pontiacs grow really well. We know the white rose potatoes grow really well. Our other reds are an experiment for this year to see how they grow in our garden. Our purple ones, we don't know. They're kind of an experiment. I'll show you our onions right here. They are looking a little rough. The tops did freeze off. There are still some of them with a viable bulb down underneath. We're gonna leave them in there. We are gonna plant some more onions, but hey, at least we tried. Trying to get you guys to try. That good freeze was good to keep our trees in dormancy for a while longer on our fruit trees. All our iris are coming out. They got singed. I showed you guys the paper whites the other day. Our pine trees, we're patiently waiting on them. We've got some really nice ones here, and we've got some that don't look so nice over there. They're looking a little brown, but we're gonna wait and see if they make it out of it. That temperature and transplant was a pretty good shock for them, so we'll find out. We'll see how many out of our 14 make it. We do have bulbs coming up right now. If you guys have tulips around in your yard and paper whites, they should be coming out. We do have a few poking up here and there. They did get singed on top, but look at that right there. That's a flower already trying to start. And all these little bulbs, or early bulbs, are starting up. Our tulips, paper whites, and I forget what those are. They aren't gladiolas, but similar to. Everything else, we're waiting. These nice days, we're getting closer on our red buds. That means it's almost mushroom season. So we are waiting patiently for that. We're going to plant a few more things around this year. we've got a few things going, and you guys get out and do stuff. By the way, if you guys like those little round metal planters, Atwood's carries those. I think last year they were $25 a piece or something similar to that. Our rose bushes took it pretty hard with that freezing temperature, but we've got one right down there coming back from the root, and that may be what our others have to do this year. Still waiting to see. We've got a few vines. Our honeysuckles are starting to come. They took it hard. Our lilac froze back, but it comes back from root. We got one lilac bloom this year. Only one, but it sure did smell good. We are waiting to see on a lot of stuff. I know you guys have experience with cane, at least some of you. This is our little cane patch right here, and it is a little cane patch. They'll come back from stem if it didn't freeze off, and they'll come back from root. That's probably about 3 times the canes that were there last year, and they're growing taller every year. I know they get out of hand if you don't manage them. As long as you can trim around them and mow around them, they do pretty well. Our lilac is right here, and it is starting to bud back out on the lower stems. The bigger stems may have froze out. These iris right here are a non-hybrid variety I have out here. They are a very dark purple iris. They look pretty good. Our biggest success through all of the cold was our little currant bushes. I know I updated you guys the other day, but man, they are looking good. We're getting leaves everywhere on them. They are doing very, very well. Even that one that broke over, we just left it. It seems to be doing pretty well. The smaller ones fared a little better than the bigger ones. We tried to get as much root on them as we could, but they're looking pretty good. They're sending out all the leaves, so hopefully we'll get a few currants this year. We're waiting patiently on our grapes. Our ones we planted this spring or this winter, we don't know if they're going to make it yet. That's to be seen. We covered them with 5-gallon buckets. Don't know if it let them survive or not. They had a few green leaves that froze off, and that's what we get. But random chance here in Oklahoma. But hey, that's fine. That's no big deal. We are out here in the land of all the windmills, but it's not too bad. My dad had a bunch of trees removed, and he's burning the brush piles. We may go get some ashes to help amend our soils with out there in the garden. A few ashes don't hurt. They do help a little. They're not real great if you put them on too heavy. Wood ashes are how you make lye, and lye is very basic. and that can be detrimental to your soil, or it can help get you from an acid soil back into a soil closer to 7. We took all of our rose cuttings and put them in buckets, okay, in water, in buckets. This is what we got off of our rose cuttings when we trimmed them back. Some of them are making it, some of them aren't. They were in the house during the cold weather. We're getting them out here in the sun right now. There's even a little bud right there on that one. We're gonna have to try to get them in the ground here pretty quick. Like I said the other day, if you guys like these turtles, my wife paints them. You have a color you like, let us know. She can paint you one up. But I'm gonna get off of here. You guys share this video out if you would. Put a like on it. That way it'll get out there a little better. Subscribe if you're not. Sure helps a guy out. You guys get out there and try. It's getting warmer. It's getting warmer every day. We may still have a cold temperature, but get out there with your Brussels sprouts, your cauliflower, broccoli, all those nice, cool seasoned vegetables. Plant your turnips, plant your beets, plant your carrots, all that good stuff right now. It's time. If you guys start your own seeds, it's time to start your tomatoes and your another week or two before you start your peppers. They can't tolerate anything under 40 or even 40, really. They don't like it very well. It just stops their growth. So start those up here in a couple of weeks. But any of the vegetables that tolerate the cool, carrot, celery does pretty good. Onions will tolerate some, so plant them. Just try anything and everything. But you know, around here, that third week of April, before you're out of the chance of a freeze, you may still get a frost. We'll have to see what happens. If we get past Easter with no snow, we probably have it made. And you guys, if you're very old, you've seen a couple of Easters in the snow. You guys have a good day, and I'll get back on here pretty quick, and we'll get back on that chicken house pretty quick. We don't have a lot, but we do have some. We've got some more concrete work, and then we got to put up our chicken wire and enclose our structure out there for our house. Shouldn't take too long, shouldn't be too bad. But like I said, you guys get out there and try, and we'll catch you another day.